Alright guys and gals, let's continue on with the Plant Cafe and Flower Shop by Lego Friends. This is set number 42671. Contains 1,138 pieces, retails for $99.99, and the set was provided by the Lego Group for review. Thank you, Lego. In the last installment, we started working on this, which is pretty cool. And it's been keeping my interest, and it's not a bad build at all. This is pretty fun, actually. And it seems like it's pretty sturdy. And we barely chipped away at the stickers. We haven't really done a whole lot with this one yet. And yeah, so today we're going to be focusing on bags 5 and 6. And today is July 7th, 2025. I believe, let me look here real quick because I don't know what day it is. You know if I had it written up. Yeah, today's July 7th. And I've been mostly busy with work stuff. And, set does come with a brick separator. That's always good. And at least this time I have the ring light turned on. And so today we're going to be focusing on bags 5 and 6. And I had a bookmark in here, but it fell out. So now I got to backtrack here. Okay. So that's where we're going to start at today. And so far I'm pleased with this set. It's fun to put together. I haven't lost interest yet, which is always good. Okay, let's begin. Let's build it with bag 5. We'll slide that out of the way. We're obviously going to need that again, but there we go. And looks like it's just hand pieces today. I'm hoping those doors are not scratched, but, well, we'll find out here in a second. So, let's see how bad these are. We already subtracted a little bit. That's scratched, so that's obviously a 9 already, Lego. Like I said, I don't have problems failing sets. And yeah, I always rub them, make sure, but this one's so heavily scratched. Let's drop it down to an 8 because I have a feeling the rest of them are going to be like that. Lego, you're not going to learn, are you? Alright, so we're going to have to do the doors. Looks like they're just mirrors. So we're starting right off with the doors first. And yeah, I was reading a post on Instagram about how LAN members always give positive reviews. I give positive reviews when they're warranted. Like, this set's keeping my interest, but I'm going to be honest with you, it will still fail most likely if the pieces are going to be in this condition. A bunch amount of stickers. I shouldn't have to deal with it. And yeah, it's just kind of a shame. I thought I had all these on mute. Hold on. There we go. And some of these guys will say that this is the best set ever, or any set for that matter. Well, for me, if it's keeping my interest, is it the best set? That's up for you, the builder, because you have different building tastes than I do. So it just all depends on the builder. Is it the best set? I've had some really good memorable sets, like the Simpsons sets and the Death Star. Does that make it the best set in the whole wide world? It just depends. It just depends. Okay, now this set's got a lot of little accessories we're going to have to kind of move around today. I'm kind of not in the mood to film today, but I got to get some stuff done, and somebody kept me awake last night, so once again we all lost our internet privileges. That's the thing I like about being the key keeper. I can do that. Except he was using his mobile hotspot. Now, out here where I live at, it doesn't do very well. You know why? Because out here, no matter what mobile carrier you're under, except if you're under Verizon, because it doesn't exist out here, and I cannot get that in there. There we go. Got to make 6 of these. That we only get 1 bar, maybe 2 if you're outside. So that's that. These windows here are kind of cool. I wish you could put cupboard doors in these. There you go. This one's got a nasty scratch on it. That's why I said I dropped it down to an 8. I want to get more of these 2x3 windows or 1x3s. But like this piece of glass here came in without a scratch. I understand they have the little injection molds and stuff in them. I'm not grading on that. I'm just grading on stuff that Lego could easily have prevented. And if Lego doesn't, that's fine. That's on them. But I'm kind of tired of seeing scratched pieces. You know, I cover the stuff that a lot of people don't, because most are focused on, well, kissing up to Lego. I'm not here to kiss up to Lego. I already spent enough money with them. But the one thing I'm here is to emphasize, like, okay, is a set good to build? Is it keeping my interest as an adult? Is this something that a child can put together real quick, or are they going to have to struggle reading the building guides? And for me so far, it's an interesting set. It's keeping my interest. The instructions are easy to follow. What makes it miserable is when you get a bunch of scratches on these pieces. And yeah, just going to ding off until Lego learns its lesson, you know. And that's just it. I don't fail sets just because I'm in a bad mood. Because I want to build this one. I really do. But the scratched parts is making the set just feel cheap. You know, Lego doesn't like us saying it, but I may as well buy a knockoff brand if that's the case. There's some knockoff Lego brands that actually just go hardcore on the packing. Go figure. And now we're building some column things. Looks like it's just windows and columns now. So we're really raising up the facade on this one today. And this book is just kind of big. So, but there was a post on Instagram, though, that said, oh, land members always say that, and that's true. I've seen some on the ambassador thing that say this is the best set that they've ever got. Like, is this the best set that I've ever got? No. By all means, no. But it's keeping my interest and it's fun to build. I'm not going to say it's the absolute worst. At least I'm not lying to you. Looks like we might be adding something to this. But there's some out there who will just, you know, just blatantly tell you it's a bad set. And of course, if I wasn't interested in doing friends reviews, I just wouldn't accept them at all. But, and some people also don't get is that on the land we can pick most of the sets we get. You know, we pick themes. We can't pick sets, but I pick themes. Like if they just sent me nothing but Star Wars and Ninjago and DC heroes and stuff like that, I'd be bored. Would I fail them? No. Unless it's warranted to. Remember the Super Mario sets that I got a while back and I failed those at 1s and 2s? Yeah. And Lego's score minimum is 1. I even say, hey, if I can give this a 0, I would. So I'm not here to pass or fail sets. It's all about a personal preference. But something like this is, I want to get back into building this. This is what Lego wants to hear. Is it something I want to come back to and revisit? Some sets are fun to revisit. This one here is not too bad. Modulars are a different story. They're big, but they're something you don't want to revisit because you just have to put them all back together. Yeah, so this is kind of like modular quality here. Well, I got to clean off the workbench, huh? Alright, then we get a bunch of these arches here. Makes it hard is I got a book and stuff. The camera's all stuffed in here. Yeah. Kind of mentioned, you know, because after a long work day today, of course it's Yucky Monday, And I came home a little early because it was hot. I said, you guys want to go out for a nice dinner? And no, I want to sit here and binge watch TV. Okay. So I just left it at that. I thought, alright, I worked my buns off, but okay. Jay, you don't sound like you live in a place that's exciting. Not too much. I'll leave it at that. Alright. Yeah, so I'm taking it there's going to be something attached to here, maybe plates or something. We don't know yet. Alright, we're losing one more of these. I have a whole bunch in my collection, but I can't grab from that. Oh, there it is. And I will be right back. Alright, back. Sorry about that. Alright. So, this is probably one set here that I have to honestly say is fun to build. It's not dry. It really isn't. We're just trying to plop it together here and see what we got. If this keeping my attention, I'm a guy, I'm sure a gal, this is really going to be fun. And as you can see so far, we're really raising up the walls on this one today. Okay. I may just start sticking the parts back here, then I can just go like this, that covering the model. And now it looks like we're making 2 arches with some bricks underneath. And it's easier to do these in 2 bag installments. It's a lot better. There's no way I could have sat down and do this whole book. It would be about 2 hours, and editing a 2-hour 4K video just takes literally years to process. So I don't want to do that. It takes too long. Yeah, that goes there. This will lock all that together here. Yeah, 2x12 in medium Nugget's kind of rare, so can always use a couple of these L pieces for my own builds. Alright, yeah, this thing's kind of wiggly right now. It's not really strong. It's going to get there. Just be careful with your model. And now we're focusing back on this side. Oh, I have a feeling that's going to get a sticker. That'd make a good little welcome mat for a house. I know some of you have been asking, Jay, I want to see you build with these new type of parts, your big houses. Oh, I do too. The problem is time. That's the only issue. That's why I'm doing all the fan funding stuff, so I can take time off to do that. That kind of thing. And we'll get into in a moment or two. Yeah, but at least this is not a letdown or anything like that. That's still fun. It's just Lego's irresponsibility, and they just didn't pack the parts really decent. I mean, I'd ask them to hand wrap each piece in silk cloth. Well, that'd be nice, that kind of thing. And now we got sticker number 4 to put on here, which just says cafe. And yeah, I am swamped with paperwork today, both with YouTube and other items. Basically, I'm supposed to go down like that. I'm starting to do taxes because this has started the 3rd quarter now, and I want to get caught up on taxes for next year. Alright, so I've never seen those in that dark green before, I don't think, but there it is. So I'm setting up all my tax work and stuff, just getting all that prepared so I can pay the rich people, give them their share, I guess. There we go. That goes, oh, it goes on the inside. Okay, but now we're going to be working on interior stuff now. And that goes right here. Well, I can't see it. It's right there. Can you see what I'm putting in? You got a better view than I do. There we go, right there. It's like a nice place to hang out at, doesn't it? And then now we're going to have to build a plant. Now, I've seen these in bright green, but not in dark green. So what they did here is they just kind of went back and forth on these here. Like that. So they're kind of 90 degrees. That's what I'm taking it. If you have the 3D app that you can rotate, you can confirm it. I'm not downloading that goofy app. I never can get it to work. And then we just take some leaf parts. This set here is probably going to be a gold mine. Not only for some of the unique pieces in it, but I have a feeling though this set's going to be a gold mine just for building inspiration too. And that's what I'm looking also for. You know, what are we getting out of this? You know, what kind of parts are we doing here that we're getting out of? Let me get that. What are we getting out of the set here? And I'm looking for inspiration on new ideas. So, and this goes right on this little thing right there. Oh, that's going to be kind of hard. Let me, well, these are falling off. Be careful. These are not going to go on very... Oh, yeah. I can't even get that in there. So, I'm taking it. These leaf pieces are supposed to be inwards, I guess. So, let's push those in then. Looks like almost like one of those cat climbing toys. Does that fit in there now? Yeah, so you're going to have to scrunch your leaves in here to fit that in. There we go. Now it fits. It fits really good. Put these on top. Maybe that's for the exit sign. We don't know. I mean, the stickers so far are evenly placed. I just wish that there was no stickers in this model at all. And yeah, trying to get this out of here. It's not bad. I still, including this one, I still have like 9 more sets to review. It's not too fun. We still got bricks here, and we're still working on the stuff like this, so... Okay, it was like... What color is that? That's like a light blue. And this one here goes right on here like this. So that's a good way to do that. If it was Christmas time, you could make that mistletoe or something. Alright, and now it looks like we're adding columns here. Well, not too bad at all, huh? It doesn't get any better than this. It's a hot day outside in the hundreds. I'm still trying to cool off from today. And, yeah, I mean, that's what's going on today, is this. Yeah, sometimes though I wish I had kids that I could do this stuff with. This would be a nice little family project to do. Honestly, if I had children, we would be working on this together. I don't know if I'd be doing YouTube videos if I was on this stuff. It'd just be more like reviews and just have to take my word for it. Okay, we got to make, 2 of these now. I don't think this is a 2-story gig, but I don't think we're quite done yet with this build, obviously. As you can tell, we're missing a bunch of stuff here. And these go on the top. Right in there. And my voice is cracking. Okay. Now, yeah, we survived. And that's essentially what bag 5 does, with only a handful of pieces remaining. So that's all we did was is built up the upper walls. Alright, here we got bag 6. And this time I'm going to dump it behind here. And while I'm unbagging this, I want to thank my contributors to my main channel. I appreciate it. Hopefully we'll add more names to that soon. Thank you to my Rebrickable customers and Patreon followers. That's always cool. Subscribers and commenters, and even you guys and gals who like the videos. I always appreciate that. It motivates me to do more. So that kind of thing. And in addition to wondering if those are scratched or not, those type of things are always kind of cool. And I see a new leaf piece here I got to show. I just saw it in the bag. Look at these. They're like those bamboo leaf pieces, but it looks like these are built a little better because the original ones would break off. That would be a nice piece to get a couple of. Now, how bad is scratched is this stuff? We'll find out here in a second. Okay, here we go. Now these are interesting. I'd like to get these in solid form. But this right here just dropped this set down to a 7. We might be getting into fail territory real soon here. How bad is this one here? A couple of pits, but nothing major. These are kind of cool. These I need to get a couple of. They'd be kind of cool for a project. Unscratched, of course. Here's another one. A couple of pits. I'm always making sure they're not like, you know, smudges and stuff. Like, see right here. This is really just bad. I'll go 6.5 now. Jay, you're really going to go hard on this. Yeah, I am, because I'm tired of getting scratched parts. Like these came out. This one came out without a scratch. Wow. And then we got a bunch of windows. So right now we're already at a 6.5 already. I have a feeling this set's going to be a very low score, not due to play value, just due to careless packing. And the sticker's probably just a point. So, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, I'm not friendly anymore. And you know, this is just comes down to this. If Lego doesn't care how they pack it, why do I care about the review? Why don't just give it all? Why don't just give them all Fs? But I got to give everything a chance, right? Because this is still a fun little set. We're turning our attention here now. We're not doing any more mini dolls today. Now, if you're on the Lego group and you're watching these, you know, tell me why you pack them like that. I'm kind of curious why you pack this stuff the way you do. $100 set, I shouldn't be getting it in this condition. And now the way everything is so pricey out here in the States, yeah, definitely I would be really furious. All right, so it looks like here, I've never seen one of these pots in dark brown before, so that is new to me. Put that in there with the flange. And yeah, so it looks like we're building ourselves a potted plant with that new leaf piece. Yeah, these are like the other ones. These won't break off. Because Lego's leaf pieces on those other ones, I would not use them. After they started breaking apart. Oh, wait a minute. No, that doesn't go on now. It looks good, but no. Well, guess what? Oh, that came off easily. That was my bad. You got to put 2 of these in here first, then the leaf. Because they were held with just a little shaft. And so what I'm doing is, once these become more popular, I'm just going to start buying a bunch of these here. Make great little indoor plants. Yeah, it's kind of a shame, though, that these parts are just coming in the condition they're in. And I know some are going to say, well, Jay, it's a kid's toy. Does it really matter? You know, I mean, here's the deal. Most kids are going to throw these things around. But there's some of us, including myself, who this is a hobby. This is like an investment in terms of playtime and, you know, and building things. And those rose pieces are always fun to have. And yeah, I don't want to see this stuff scratched. And this goes right in this window right here. I'm assuming it's a window. Okay. That's a nice little plant piece we could use. That'd be good for other builds. And now we're going to turn our attention here. It's like we've got to make ourselves two beams. I can always use medium Nugget. But getting a set that has tons of scratched parts is not good. It's not good. And not good at all. But that's okay, though, because I'm here to tell you that it's going to get scuffed up. I'm hoping your set doesn't get all like that. And it looks like the hinge portion is facing on the inside. So, I've never seen these type of... Oh, yeah, I've seen snake heads. What are we going to use those for? I don't think we're going to have snakes in here. Probably for some kind of decorative design for the roof trim. See, and these right here, they go in like this. They face this way. Letting that be known because I may make a mistake, and you know, I know somebody else probably will. I've had that happen. Oh, Jay, I had a hard time. It's like some people wonder why I don't ever answer certain comments on videos. There was one about the roses that I couldn't figure out, or it was one of those succulent sets. And back in the day, I didn't really show very well on how to build this stuff. That's why now I'm showing almost every step now versus back then. Alright, looks like we just need 4 of these. I only see 3 of them. Alright, well, let's see here. They show 2 here, but they're showing this one here missing. Where's the 4th one go? Oh, it goes right here. Okay, I was being a dingbat here. I thought it went here. No, they're just on the sides. So you may have a hard time seeing that like I did. First I got to find the other 2 pieces. They just go on the sides here. That's not too bad. Yeah, not too bad at all. So now we're getting to that point where we're working on black and tan, or white and tan. It's not really an exciting color combination. We're getting there, though. How bad a scratch is this one here without the fingerprints on it? Like this thing here is just kind of questionable. Where are you? 6.5, right? Matter of fact, the set's getting dinged down. This one's fun. I'm just tired of getting scuffed parts. Oh, there's another one here. Lego, honestly, like, what are you doing to these? Matter of fact, I may just start giving sets flat out 5s. Those are good. I may give out flat out 5s just for sets that are just packed sloppy. Like, oh, this set's packed sloppy. I'm just going to assume that it's bad, because usually they are. I'm just checking all the transparent pieces now. If I see any more, it's going to be at a 6. Why? Because of the damage. This one has a lot of scratched parts. Now, Jay, what do you expect? It's a kid's toy. I keep saying that, but no. As pricey as this stuff is, no. It better come in mint condition. That's exactly what it should come in. Some people say I complain too much. Well, that's the whole goal about reviews. If you want sugar-coated reviews, this is not the channel. Being dead honest. All right, now we got to manufacture 6 of these little hinge things right here, and they go where the tiles are at right here. Okay, I got way too many of these slope things. Let's start stacking these out of here. I'm trying to find these. You get a lot of 1x3 windows, which is cool. Most the glass in those is mostly intact, not scuffed up. And tonight, I don't know what my mom's fixing. She's fixing something that she likes. What was it? Swiss steak or Salisbury steak? One of those. I'm like, yeah, I think that's what she's making tonight. So, like I said, let's go out for dinner. And, yeah, and I thought, oh, a rough day, and I'm already dealing with that. I gotta get a bunch of vacuum tubes packed for a friend of mine. He's been looking for some tubes. I said, hey, just send. I got a bunch here that I parted out some stuff. I said, just send me a shipping label, and then I will send those parts to you. I said, just for freight. I said, you'll be doing me a favor because I'm overloaded on certain tubes. So I got to get those packaged and weighed and give them an estimate on the shipping. That's more space for Lego. So some of these parts are good. I don't want to just throw them in the landfill. And I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Now we got to take our scratch dome pieces. I need 4 of these, but unfortunately I have 2. I got to rotate this where I can see it. So it looks like they just sit on here. Alright, it wants to fall in that hole. The second one might be a little tough to put in. Now, I'm just sliding these under. Don't just set them straight down because the plant might be in the way. And I'm going to stick my finger inside very carefully. And it looks like we did it. That looks pretty good. I just wish these were not so banged up. You know? Alright, and then we got to make a thing that goes on the top of that there. And we will see here. I got to find some clips, and it's too many white parts now. We're getting to the boring colors now. Not too fun. No, not too fun at all. I want to do something with bright colors, not dull, boring white. Lego's go-to color now is pretty much white. I use it a lot in my campers. But now campers are not built with mostly white anymore, so stick my finger in here, and I'm just going to press this down on there like that. Okay. As I have a gut feeling that's just going to disintegrate. Okay, and they're using this here to lock this in place. So you're going to have to really keep your finger in here and snap that in there. So it almost like this thing would hinge up. It looks like it might. But I think that might be just to keep it anchored down or something. I've never seen that type of method before. We need 2 of those clips. Oh, there's one that goes over here. Alright, I'll put that right over here for you. Let me zoom out here a little bit here, because we are getting to that point. Alright. Yeah, doing big sets, though, after a while, does take a little out of you. I mean, if this was the only set I was doing, it would be too bad. Because after this one, I still got 8 more, and 2 of which are still over 1,000 pieces. I got a few coming in that are probably over 1,000. So that's not too fun. My summer is gonna be full of just building sets. Like I said, I have a buddy of mine that just likes set building. He's a set builder. Where I'm a mock builder. I'd rather come up with my own ideas. And when you're doing somebody else's stuff, you're like, yeah, that's kind of cool, but I don't know, I want to get back into my own creations. Building your own sets are more rewarding, more exciting, because you can control the build. If you don't like the color, rip it out and put whatever you want in there. This I'm doing a review offer on, and yeah, I mean, would I use tan in this? Probably, or white, but it would be my own idea. Although we can rob some of the ideas. We're going to borrow the ideas out of there, and we can put them in our own things. So we need 8 studs, and they go in the corners. Okay, on both sides. So now we're getting ready to finish up the roof here. I have a feeling the roofs are going to be hinged, so that's probably why we prepare these. One thing you've noticed in a modern set, and let me zoom this in just a bit for you there. In a modern set, though, one thing you really don't see a whole lot of anymore is slopes. There's not a whole lot of them. Most of the slopes are just for, like, they give you a handful of them, but when I was little, you had to have a whole bunch of slopes because Lego depended on those for building roofs and stuff. You know. Alright, so we got a ball joint here, and let me slide all these out of the way. These are kind of cool. I think this is supposed to be like for Asian style roofing. I need more of those, because I really get heavy into the Asian architecture. I always like Asian architecture, like stuff from China, Japan, Korea. Those type of builds, they're interesting because out here we don't. Our buildings are boxy looking with just a straight, just plain old roof. There's like one house in my neighborhood that has the Asian style roofing, and yeah, they are Japanese that live there, and they have the whole house. It just doesn't belong out here. It just looks like it doesn't fit the standard norm. That's how they had it built back in the 60s. It's the same layout as my house, just looks more Asian style. The roof is just completely different. I was talking to the couple that lived there. They've been there their whole life. They're elderly. That's why they did that. I thought that's kind of cool. But it's the same layout as this house. They don't have the shop in the back, though. But it's really kind of cool how the roof just flutes out on the corners. The Asian style stuff is always cool. I like that architecture. It's different. It's not common like this house is just cookie cutter here. Boy, this building guy just wants to fall. I just want to get these big guides out of the way so I can move on to something smaller. I think the next set I'm going to probably do is going to have about 500 pieces. Not sure yet. And now we're going to start building some skylights, and it's kind of interesting how they're going to do this. So we're going to manufacture these first. We need 4 plates here. We're just going to go ahead and blast through this. And these 1x3 windows are cool. I just don't have enough. I think I only have 3 of them. This set comes with a ton of them. I don't know how many. Well, we can take a look in the back of the book real quick. And let's see here. It comes with 14 of them. Yeah, not bad at all. So that means I don't have to buy any of these. One of my friends is like, Jay, I bet you get a lot of parts out of sets. I said, it depends on the set. Most of the time it's pieces that I either have too much of or pieces I don't need. And this set here has got a little bit of everything. Hope you can still see what I'm doing. So it's always good to have a different library of parts. And when I get back into tutorial building again, which won't happen until after I'm done with all these, well, I have pieces to build new stuff. Literally do, you know. As a matter of fact, you know, I build those vintage TVs. That's pretty close to a 4.3 screen. Right there, just slip a piece of paper or something behind it, and you can change the scene in your TV screen if you choose. Man, I am just putting a lot of these little windows here. See, some of these are just kind of questionable here. I got that slope on backwards. But, yeah, this set, though, has got some good building techniques. Now we got to put all the slopes on there now. I got to put that the right way. Well, that's a different shade of white. It's already changing colors. Was it stuck in customs that long? I can't get mad at Lego for that. That's not their fault. To me, when you're paying to have something shipped, that's just it. You shouldn't bring it to the States and go, oh no, you got to pay more now. It's like grandfathering on something, you know. If you buy something on June 1st and June 2nd I change the rules up, oh, that's on me. I deal with it. If it's June 2nd I change the rules and somebody wants it back to June 1st, I'm like, I'm sorry. But, you know. Okay, now these go on to here. Let's bring this over here for us to really see this here. Okay, let's put that hook over there because it just wants to fall down. Okay, so these get attached. I want to make sure that the hollow spots are like that. I'm just going to place these on the hinge pieces first, like that. Now, if you can't line them up, usually I just tip them forward, or you know, just push them in like that. Same with these. I'm going to bring them out this way, or make sure all these hinges are lined up and opened all the way. And then now, I think these little ball joints here are going to stop these. That's exactly what they do. And if you look on the top here, not much of a crack. I mean, this is pretty sealed. Those slopes are very handy. I mean, look at that. That looks really good. That's a good idea. And you can't see that ball joint in there that much anyways. Not too bad at all. And then now it looks like we're adding more trim or decorations. We don't have a lot of parts list for this installment. And if this installment is like an hour long, I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't want to... I kind of just want to do 2 bags per build. I'm just starting to get behind on getting sets filmed. And trying to get them all done is... It can be a bit of a chore. All right. Okay, and then the next step here is the snakes. So, they indeed do use the snakes for roof decorations. It's kind of creepy, but that's what they do. But we're going to put the plates with bowl on first. So I guess they're giving this a nice fancy architecture. That's if I can get those on there first. So this set I'd say is modular quality. Just imagine if you bought another part of this and you put it on the back. It'd be technically a modular. You know, it would be really cool. And then now we stick the snakes in here. And the snakes backwards look like something fancy. So what they did here is they stick these in here like this, and then we just swing them in there. Let's put the other one so you could see a cross view of what this looks like. Uh-oh, we got a bunch of stickers coming up. Oh no, it spoiled the fun now. Wonder how bad those are going to be to put on. But that right there is what You can't see what I'm doing. That right there is what we're focusing on right there. Doesn't that look pretty cool? Well, now we got to do that. We got to do that 3 more times. So, what I usually do, and I know my hands are in the way, you just stick the thing in the hole, and you just have to wiggle it in place. Don't press down. Just press down right in this area right here. You should be fine. Okay. Like that. And then just swing it in place if needed. Alright, so we got that halfway done here. Let's do this outside corner here. Except I'm sticking the head in the hole. That's not how that's supposed to go in there. Whoops, I don't want to do that. And yeah, I'll get this done here, and I got to go check on some stuff. This one's going to be about an hour long today. That's the sad part. It's all detail at this point. And I know somebody's going to comment, I can't get these in there. I'm having a hard time too. You're just going to have to take your time and wiggle them in. That's the name of the game here. Although I think it would have been easier if we just put them on before the stud. See, like this one didn't go in all the way. You can't, if I took this out, it's easy. You know, I think this is meant for little hands. I don't think this one went in very well either. No, it didn't. So I'm just going to take this out, push it in, put it back in. There. And this is what yours is supposed to look like on the top. Not too bad at all. Let me pull this out for you here a little bit, but not too bad. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. And then now it looks like we're focusing on stickers on windows. I was hoping that these would be printed. And so it looks like the first thing they tell us to put the window in to make it easier. But I'm not going to do that because I'm afraid I'm going to mess up. So what I'm going to do here, this is sticker 6 and 7. This is 7. Note your hinge orientation. And the flowers, you know, you got to make sure you're facing these the right way. These, it depends on how much patience you have, are almost impossible to put on straight without any air bubbles. See, I can't get mine on straight. That's why we dinged off a whole point now for stickers, just because, and I know somebody say it's a skill issue. No, it's just these should have been printed. These would have been good keepers. This one I'm working on here is 6. So they're in the right order. I just wish those could have came out better. That one's a little better, but not by much. Yeah, so if you're not a fan of stickers, I do not blame you. This would have looked better without the stickers in them, but no, we got to put stickers. I would have just put flowers behind there, would have been better. Okay, we got that in there. I know some people say I complain too much, but at least I'm being honest with you. And that takes care of the window there. All right. We don't have a lot of parts left. We might have stickers. All right, so it looks like we're building 2 of part of a roof here. Well, 1, then we mirror it. So what I'm going to do is start finding parts that I need and start pulling out the ones I don't. And then, after that, we have, this goes on the top here. Yeah, I want to get back into that camper I want to build. I just got a rough guide started of it, like just a rough idea, like a concept. Haven't even built it yet. I don't know if it's going to be sturdy or not. I have no clue. I haven't even looked at it really because I've been busy with sets and I really want to get into it. The goal is to get it done and hopefully get it released in November. That's what we should make. Here we got to make a mirror of that. And just to get that going would be really cool. Now I wish these snake pieces came in green. They'd make good little vines. And then these go here. Like that. We still got to build the top portion of this. We still got that left. And that's exactly what we do here. Okay, I don't know how much of that got filmed. Memory card filled up. So we put these in here. They weren't too bad. Now we're moving on to the dome piece. I'm glad now I didn't, you know, of course, this memory card here has got an hour left. We got to put stickers on that, which is like majority of this here. How bad are these going to be to put on? I don't know. I think what I'm going to do though, one's 10, one's 11. Let's start with 11 first. It tells us to build this first. It'd be easy to handle that. So let's put 11 on first here. And on a rounded piece, this is going to be a turd. And I think what I'm going to do here is try to get the bottom on there first, which is almost impossible. These are really, I thought these were smaller stickers. No. And then I'm just going to come in here and try my best not to get air bubbles in them. Like that. And that looks really bad. And then we'll put the other one in here. If you put those on backwards, you are hosed. You are hosed, so be very careful. This is 11, this will be 10 here. Start at the bottom. There's no easy way to put these on. You're gonna, if you got fingerprints behind yours, like mine, yeah, it's not user-friendly. And then I'm getting it where it's hanging off the edge. Lego. I'm going to have to ding it down to a 6 because it's a skill set issue, many have said. Yeah, I will be. If that was printed on there, I'd have been cool with that. Okay. And then after that, we got to piece this thing together. Okay. I'm just going to do it like that. So I didn't quite follow the instructions, but by the time we're done, we'll have the same method here. Okay. Now, would I have done that on my own mocks? No. Most likely these will probably get purged. But these were kind of scuffed, so I don't know. Okay, be very careful pushing that in there. I'm going to just work those in very slowly on the edges there. And there's not a whole lot. I'm just barely getting my fingers in there pushing that down. And let's see, did we get that seated in? Or you can just come inside here and pinch it together. And then it's, yeah, okay, well, so that's what yours should look like so far. I mean, it doesn't look bad on the top. It's just, yeah, if you get them on backwards, then you're stuck with it, unfortunately. Yeah, the memory card filled up because it knew. Matter of fact, I had a bunch of space on this card and it's already filled. This is going to be an hour-long installment, but like I said, I'm trying to keep these smaller, but I didn't want to just do one bag at a time. There's just sometimes I have to have the exceptions to the rule. So that when I process this one, it's going to take a long time to go through, unfortunately. And you know, sometimes I'd love to say some things in these live builds, but I can't. I did read one of your, I think it was Janet had asked about when I part out sets or sorting parts, I should go live. I'm thinking about that. But I'm going to have to set up a computer and stuff in here with a screen that I can see and just go through parts. And just really kind of go ham on it. because I got a bunch of stuff that needs to be sorted anyways. That's just a bunch of stuff. And yeah, and that, we're not done yet. No, we're not done. I thought we were, oh, we're done. No, no, no. We got a little bit more to put on here. Like that. And no, we're not, still not done. We got to put the snakes on the top. You think you're done? No, no, this is one long installment. I didn't think it was going to take this long. So maybe just this may be the only one I'm filming for the day. I don't know. Am I sticking the head back in the hole again? This is stuff you'd see like on a modular building, but on a fringe set, no. So far I think we're at a score of 6, but we'll talk about that here in a second. And that's what we have remaining for bag 6. Summation of Thoughts. Except for the scuffed pieces and the amount of stickers we had to put in this installment, it's not bad at all. I like the detail. The set is keeping my interest. I still don't feel bored putting this together. That's all we have left for stickers. So the last 2 bags shouldn't be that big of a deal. No mini dolls with this one today, sadly. So you didn't get your mini doll fix today. But that's essentially what we done. Is finished up the... Try not to mess with that button there. So bag 5 does the lower walls and bag 6 does the roof. Except for the scratch glass pieces, this set would have probably been a 9. Maybe an 8.5 just for stickers. But we're at a 6. Just because the big stickers, which are a pain to put on, and the scuff parts. But we're getting through it. We don't have that much left. We only got 3 stickers. But it doesn't matter what my score is, because I'm grading off build quality, build experience, quality of parts. And the build experience is really good. So if you're looking for something that's really fun, this is it. It's keeping my interest. And I may just come in and finish this up today. I'm not quite sure. But I'm getting a little bit parched. So until we meet again, let me know what you think.